You almost had an attack a while ago. You shouldn't have worn yourself out. Anang mama niya na napahugulhol na ng tuluyan. We thought we'd been healed of that disease. Agadahin nila ng papa niya ang kanyang mama. Sumubsob ang kanyang mama sa dibdib ng kanyang papa at doon na rin tuluyang napaluha ang kanyang papa. Did you do it on purpose, Gino? Matalim ang boses na tanong dito ng mami nito. She could see hurts in Gino's eyes, and she was instantly hurt too. She couldn't afford to see him hurt, especially if he was not the only one to be blamed. Kasalanan ko rin. Matapang niyang sabi sa lahat. Hindi ko sinabi kay Gino ang tungkol sa risk ng aking pagbubuntis. Hindi ko rin kaagad yun nalaman. He isn't the one to blame. Nagdesisyon ako na hindi hinihingi ang kanyang opinyon. Paliwanag niya sa mga ito. At kahit panalaman niya o ninuman, hindi pa rin magbabago ang aking desisyon. Bubuhayin ko pa rin ang bata. At mas pipiliin ko pa rin ang kanyang buhay kaysa sa sarili kong buhay. Kahit ano pa man ang mangyari, mahal ko ang batang ito. I would risk my own life for his life. Malalim na ang gabi, pero hindi pa rin makatulog si Audrey. Tulad ang dati, ay pinagpalipasan nila ng gabi roon ang mga magulang nila. Hindi na nila muling pinag-usapan ang tungkol sa kanyang kalagayan. Naunawa na rin marahil ng mga ito kung ano ang kanyang nararamdaman. Gino was downstairs to get her a glass of milk. She was sitting on the lazy boy na nakaharap sa veranda. Binuksan niya ang glass panel upang matanaw niya ang kalangitan. The sky were full of stars, and the starry nights were supposed to be a beautiful sight that could soothe a gloomy feeling. But they were of no use to her right now. She suddenly felt she was crying. Pinahit niya iyon ng maramdaman ang mga kamay ni Gino sa kanyang balikat. She pulled him closer to her. Bahagya siyang umisod at pinaupo ito sa kanyang tabi. Pinasandig naman siya nito sa dibdib nito. I have a good idea, babe. Anito kapagkuhan. What is it? Mag-isip tayo ng pangalan ng ating baby. Napatawa siya. That's a good idea. Well, if it's a baby boy, I want to name it after you. He would be Gino's Vasquez Jr. Napatawa si Gino. Really? Okay then, if it's a girl, I will name it after you. I'm pretty sure she will be as beautiful as you are. I'm sure if he's a boy, he will be a lot like you and surely be more handsome than you. She giggled at the thought. Well, I can't argue with that. He grinned. And if she's a girl, she will probably be well pampered by you. She added. Lalaki mabuti ang anak natin. Natitiyak ko iyon. I'm sure you will raise him well. Siguradong pupusugin mo siya sa pagmamahal. Mamahalin mo rin siya, gaya ng pagmamahal mo sa akin. She could feel him trembling. May naramdaman siyang pumatak sa kamay niya. She looked up to him and saw he was crying, even as he smiled. You will always be around. Aalagaan natin siyang dalawa. Makikita natin siyang lumaki. Sabay tayo mag-aalaga sa kanya. Umiyak na siya ngayon. Makikita natin siyang lumaki. And someday, he will also meet someone who would love him as well. Maring nagkanito ang kanyang kamay. Oh yeah, someone like you. And someone like you too. Dugtong niya. He kissed her forehead. Happy anniversary, baby. Maang siyang napatingin rito. You remember? Yes. May dinukot ito sa bulsa. It was a platinum ring. Natigilan siya. Simple lamang iyon at natatampukan ng siyang brilyante sa pinakagitna. She fell in love with it instantly. Hinugot ito ang gold ring sa kanyang daliri at baliwalang inahagis iyon sa kung saan. Ipinalit ito roon ang hawak nitong singsing. I have mine too. Inaangat nito ang kaliwang kamay upang ipakita sa kanya ang kaparehong singsing. It's beautiful, sambit niya. I'm glad you like it. That other ring isn't ours. Hindi ko pinili iyon at hindi mo rin pinili. This ring, on the other hand, I give it to you as a sign of my undying love. Happy 4th anniversary, Chino. He kissed her softly on the lips. It was full of emotion and love he had for her. We will grow old together. We will celebrate our 5th anniversary, 10th, 25th, 50th. We will see our child grow up, marry, and have kids. He will give us lots of grandchildren. Yes, natatawa na yung sang-ayon dito. They were crying and laughing at the same time, kissing and hugging and listening to each other's heartbeat. Her heart swelled with love for this man. Her heart ached for him all the more. Hindi niya akalain na darating ang ganoong sandali. Whatever happens, even if my heart stops beating, it will not stop loving you. Nakahiga sa stretcher si Audrey na tinutulak ng mga nurse. Gino held her hand ever so tightly. Ayaw niyang bitawan ang kamay nito. Malakas siya kapag habak niya iyon. Gino, huwag mong bitawan ang mga kamay ko. Nahihirapan niyang pakiusap rito. Hindi, baby. Hindi. She saw fear and worry in his eyes. This was the moment of truth. There were only 2 options. She would either make it out alive or not. Hindi pa siya handang iwanan si Gino. I love you, Gino. I love you too, he frantically said. Pagbukas ng operating room, ay agad na hinarang si Gino ng isang nurse. Sorry sir, pero hanggang dito na lang po kayo. Hindi kayo pwede sa loob. Nakita niya ang panlulumo sa mukha nito hanggang sa unti-unti. Sumara ang pinto ng OR. She was going to have her baby by a cesarean section. Because of her heart condition, naramdaman niya ang pagtusok ng karayom sa kanyang balat dahil sa pagturok ng anesthesia at pampatulog. Maya-maya pa, unti-unti nang bumigat ang talukop ng kanyang mga mata hanggang sa tuloy na siya mapapikit. Gino's image was very clear in her mind. She could imagine his handsome face smiling at her. It gave her more than enough courage to survive this. Before she finally succumbed to a deep sleep, Gino used all his might to stop himself from crying. Kailangan niya maging malakas para kay Audrey at sa kanilang anak. He didn't pray often or call to God. Actually, he really didn't pray at all. But at that moment, he couldn't really rely on anything or anyone but God. He felt someone touching his back. It was his mother. Kasama nito ang kanyang ama at ang kanyang mga in-laws. Hindi na niya nakayanan pa ang nadamang emosyon. Tila batang umiyak siya sa mga bisi nito. Mommy, I can't live without her. I love her so much. Napahugulhulan siya sa sobrang takot at lungkutan na darama. I won't be able to forgive myself if something happens to her. Hindi ako mabubuhay nang wala siya. Tahan na anak. Walang mangyayaring masama kay Audrey. She will be safe. Sila ng anak ninyo. They patiently and worriedly waited outside the OR. Pagkalipas ng ilang oras, sabay-sabay silang napatayo. Nang lumabas doon, si Dr. Esteves. Siya ang unang lumapit dito. He swallowed the lump in his throat before he asked her about his wife and child. Dr. Esteves' answer almost made him faint. 6 months later, Gino walked slowly as if he were walking on clouds. He carried a bouquet of white roses. He was at the Ruby Memorial Park. Nasa bayan iyon ng San Felipe, na ilang bayan ng pagitan sa Calihon. He had traveled all the way from Calihon to visit the graves of his loved ones. He felt a sudden sense of sadness as he got closer to the graves. Nang marating niya ang mga iyon, saglit ang tinitigan ang dalawang puntod kapag Juan ay nilipag sa ibabaw niyon ang mga bukay ng bulaklak niyang dala. Nag-alim muna siya ng munting panalangin bago siya sumalampak ng upo sa damuhan. Napansin niya marami ng damang tumubo sa kaliwang puntod. Kaya isa sana binunot ang mga iyon. Nang siya ay matapos, napatawa siya at na-realize ginawa niya iyon sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon. You know what? Dapat ako magalit sa inyong dalawa, pero hindi ko magawa, lalo na sa iyo. You faced the grave on the left. You see, nagbubunot ako ng damo ngayon. Tiyak na kung buhay ka lang, pagtatawanan mo ako. I know, this is so unlike me. He laughed softly. This is all your fault. But I want to thank you just the same. When you died, a part of me died too. I loved you then, but now, I'm finally setting you free. Huminga siya ng malalim. Nagbago ako mula na mawala ka. Naging mas mabuting tao na ako ngayon. I've learned so many things. I've learned how to listen. I've learned how to take care. I've learned how to worry, how to be sad, how to exist, and most of all, I've learned how to love truly with all that I have. Ngumiti siya. Thank you for being a part of my life. At huwag kayo mag-alaala. Napatawad ko na kayong dalawa. He smiled again. Goodbye to both of you. May mabiling hangin maplos sa kanyang mukha bago siya tuluyang tumalikod sa mga puntod ni na Christine at ng kanyang Uncle Antonio. Muli siyang napangiti. Habang naglalakad siya palabas sa sementeryo, umiihip ang malamig na hangin na tila nagbabadya ng kaginhawaan. Tumingala siya sa kalangitan. The sky was so clear and blue. He had never seen the sky look so good as this. Maluwag na ang kanyang pakiramdam dahil sa ginawang kapatawad niya sa kanyang dating kasintahan at tiyuhin. There was only one reason for that. Everything he had and everything he was right now, he owed it to one person, the one who taught him everything about the word love. Finally, he could go on with his life. He could now be fully happy for the rest of his life. Binilisan niya ang kanyang paglalakad. Gino! Naglang hinayo niya ng tingin ang tumawag sa kanya. Napangiti siya ng maluwang. Tinakbo niya ang ilang nalalabing distansya sa kanilang pagitan. Audrey was smiling sweetly at him. Yes, she was alive, and so was their baby. Nalagpasan ng mga ito ang panganib noong nanganak ito. Totoong nagmimilagro ang Diyos. Kung may salita lamang na hihigit pa sa love, yun na marahil ang nararamdaman niya para dito. Eksaktong pagtapat niya rito, agad na itong sinaklit sa baywang at inaangat sa lupa. He wanted to hug her all the time. Gusto niya makasigurado na hindi ito isang panaginip lamang, that she was really with him. Tumili ito. Gino, ano ka ba? Ibaba mo ako. Nakakahiya. Baka may makakita sa atin. So what? They should be envious because I'm with the most beautiful woman in the world. Gino, she giggled. She eventually stopped complaining. Instead, she buried his face in his neck. I love you, Gino, she whispered. He grinned and shouted his answer. I love you, Audrey Vasquez. I love you so much. Unti-unti nito pinakawalan at tinawakan ng mukha nito as if he was memorizing every inch of it. Then he slowly kissed her, a kiss that promised a happy life with him. They kissed passionately and thoroughly, as if there was no tomorrow. He slowly ended the kiss and looked straight into her eyes. I love you. You're a godsend to me. I will never ever let you go, and I promise to protect you. You and our son are the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me. May emosyon niyang pahayag dito. She tiptoed and kissed him. Speaking of our son, I'm sure he's enjoying his grandfather and grandmother's company. Tumango siya bilang pagsang-ayon dito kapag kuha na inakbayan niya ito at inakay papunta sa kanilang sasakyan. Nakasandig ang ulo nito sa kanyang dibdib habang sila ay naglalakad. Pagdating nila sa kotse, ay hinawakan niya ito sa mga kamay. I will give you everything you wish for. I'm not God or genie, but I will give you what you want, as long as it's within my power. Ano yan rito? Really? Yes. Do you have any wishes? She stared at him with a dreamy look in her eyes. Baby, what's your wish? He asked her again. Are you happy? She asked in return. I've never been happier in my life. She smiled. Then my wish just came true. Your happiness is my fulfillment of my wish. Wika nito. Then she pulled him close and kissed him. Dito na po nagtatapos ang kabanata ng kwento ni Gino at Audrey. Sana po ay naibigan ninyo ang kanilang kwento ng pag-ibig. Samahan niyo po muli ako sa panibagong kwento na ibabahagi ko sa inyo. Marami pong salamat. God bless everyone.